and welcome to Lipstick on a Rig. Today we're going to be making this soap saver that has these nice holes for exfoliation that is also self-cinching. And this pattern is very beginner friendly, so let's go ahead and get started. And for this project I am using some yarn that I found at a thrift store, and it is size 4 cotton yarn. So you can use any size 4 cotton yarn that you want, but this is the yarn that I am using, and as you can see here the color is light blue. I'm also going to be using a size G or 6 or 4.25 millimeter crochet hook. And we're going to begin our soap saver by attaching the yarn to our crochet hook using a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 11. And if you're unfamiliar with any of the stitches used in this pattern, then please check the links in the description because I will have my stitch tutorials listed down there for you. And once you have your 11 chains in place, then what you're going to do is skip the chain directly beside your crochet hook, and in the next stitch you're going to insert your crochet hook in the back loop only. And we're going to place a single crochet there. And then we're just going to place one single crochet in the back loop only of each stitch in our row. So when we get to the end of our row, we should have a total of 10 single crochet stitches. And from here, we're going to turn our work slightly, and working in the front loops only from our previous row, we're going to place a single crochet in each of these front loops. So go ahead and place one single crochet in each of your front loops only. And when you get to the end of your row, you should have a total of 10 single crochets or 20 single crochets in the round. And when you get to the end of your row, you're just going to slip stitch into the top of your first single crochet stitch right here. And from here, we're going to chain 2. So working backwards, we're going to make sure we're not working in our slip stitch right here, but we're working in the last single crochet stitch from our previous row. And in that stitch, we're going to place a double crochet. So right here. And if you want, you can only insert your crochet hook in the back loop only, and that will create sort of a ridge that might be kind of nice for your soap saver. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, but you don't have to do this. You can insert your crochet hook in the entire stitch if you want. So go ahead and place a double crochet in the back loop only. And then working forward again, we're going to make sure that we find the stitch that we just worked, which is right here. Then we're going to skip a stitch and we're going to place a double crochet in the back loop only of that next stitch right here. And then working backwards, we're going to place a double crochet in the back loop only of our skipped stitch, so right here. And that's how you make your crisscross stitches. So I'll show you one more, but we're just basically going to repeat that going all the way around our row. So we're going to skip our next stitch, and diving into the back loop only of the following stitch, we're going to place a double crochet. And then working backwards again, we're going to place a double crochet in the skipped stitch in that back loop only, so right here. So go ahead and repeat that going all the way around your row, and I'll show you how to work over your tail when we get there. And when you've made your way down to the side where your tail is, what you're going to do is line the tail up with your stitch. And then you're just going to simply work over the stitch as well as your tail. So just treat it like it is one with your stitch. And when you get to the end of your row, it should look something like this. And so now what we're going to do to join this row is we're going to slip stitch into the top of our chain 2 stitch. So just make sure you are not slip stitching into your first double crochet, but instead in your chain 2. And it can also tend to get buried behind your double crochet stitch, so just keep that in mind. And we are going to repeat that last row 6 times to build the body of our soap saver. And so now we're going to make our cinch for our soap saver. So from here, what we're going to do is chain 40. And once you have your 40 chains in place, then what we're going to do is we are going to pull our yarn out slightly like this and remove our crochet hook. Next, we're going to cut our line a little bit up from where we normally would, so right here. And try to make sure you leave your loop open so you can reinsert your crochet hook. And for this next part, we are just going to weave in and out of our crisscross stitches. And once you're done weaving all the way around your row, then reinsert your crochet hook back in that loop. And so now what we're going to do is slip stitch right back into the top of this stitch where our chain began. So right here. And then we're just going to pull our yarn out so that we can tie it off. And next we're just going to weave our tail up the inside of the soap saver. And after you've hidden your tail, then you're just going to want to pull on your chain somewhere on the opposite side of where you started to create it and where you ended it. And pull all that slack up. And from here you're going to insert your soap into your soap saver and then pull that slack even more to secure your soap inside your soap saver. And this is also a great hook, so if you wanted to hang this on something you could, and it would keep it nice and taut. Please let me know in the comments below if you experienced any issues while you were making your soap saver, and I will do my best to help you out. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, Lipstick on a Rig. Thank you so much for working with me, and I hope you have a wonderful, awesome day.